Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Sorry if this took so long, but well, I'm very busy lately playing another game, World of Warcraft, if you know about it. And also I'm working very hard for my company and where I am employed. So sorry for the lack of content. I'll try to make more content in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned. By the way, here we are, and Duskmourn felt like just being released, and here we are with another set already. I'm feeling like we are getting too many sets, and it's very hard to keep up and very hard to create and brew around all the sets that are being released. So I'm kind of overwhelmed with what is happening, but we cannot do much about it. So here we are with Magic the Gathering Foundations, that not only brings a few rule changes, you can check my previous video, but also many new interesting cards. So what I want to talk about today is what I find to be the most interesting cards for Modern, and not necessarily strong, but interesting. And I want to start talking about Arabo, the First Fang, and Close Out, which are obviously for the cat tribal. So what does Arabo do? Other cats you control gets +1/+1 when Arabo, so even when himself hits the battlefield, or another non-token cat you control enters, create a 1/1 white cat creature token, which is a 2/2 due to Arabo ability. So with 4 mana you get, with 3 mana you get 2/2 and another 2/2 and a +1/+1 to all the other cats you control. These plus Ajani plus Ocelot Pride plus, I don't know, I have to check, but there might be some interesting cats, I don't know, Wild Cattle perhaps. This is going to be good. This is going to be a thing. Hear me out. And the first thing I want to do with Foundation is trying this deck, Cat Tribal. Let me know in the comments if you want me to play Cat Tribal or not. I'll do it even if you don't want to, but well, stay tuned. And we also have Close Out. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each cat you control. Creatures you control gets +2/+2 until the end of turn, instant speed. So you basically pay 2 white mana for this. And this can be a huge finisher or a huge protection against, I don't know, Pyroclasm effect. So Cat Tribal, stay tuned because this is gonna be good. So on with the next slide. Random upgrades to existent archetypes. So what we have here is Celestial Armor, a 3 mana artifact with flash in white colors. When this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gains hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn. So this works as a protection spell and even as a good equipment because you get to attach it directly to your creator. And the creature also get +2/+0 and flying. So this obviously goes into Colossus Hammer deck, even though it's not being played much lately, but I really feel like Colossus Hammer is still a good deck, and this can be a nice upgrade, maybe one off to, I don't know, in some deck list. The equipment cost is 4, but you have Pure Steel Paladin, so this is very interesting. So next one is, we have Raise the Past. Return all creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, which is kind of good in, I don't know, a Sacrifice Shell or just as a protection after a Wrath spell, a Wrath effect. I don't know, I'm thinking about Amelia combo or something, I don't know, Yagmoth, Samwise combo, Warren Soul Trader combo. I don't know, this might have an impact, I don't know where and how, but that's a mass comeback. We had similar effects in the past. They almost never see play, so I really doubt that this can be a direct upgrade for any existing deck, but maybe, I don't know, maybe one day. The most interesting one is surely Bolt Wave. This is basically a downgraded or, well, different Lava Spike. And this is very good because this changes how mana economy works in Burn. And you might want to play this over, I don't know, but probably over Skullcrack or I don't know, Searing Blaze, at least pre-side. But a 1 red mana sorcery that works as a bolt, it's very interesting and will probably see play. Next one is Sire of 7 Deaths. So this guy costs 7. It's a 7/7 and has, well, 7 abilities and war pay 7 life. First strike, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, Lifelink. So this guy is unbeatable. And if you want to kill it, you have to pay 7 life, which is a swing from this guy. So this is very good. And Eldrazi's can easily play this through their huge amount of mana. So they are probably going to play 1 or 2. And this also pitches to Eugene's Labyrinth. So this is very good. Keep an eye on this. Well, Crystal Barricade. I don't know how can we break this, but you have Hexproof is very good. And also prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control is also very good. This might work in a Card of Calling Shell as a one-off to tutor up whenever you need it. I don't know, Yawgmoth, but I don't think they want to splash into white. But well, this is surely an interesting creator. I should have probably put this in borderline playable, because now that I'm thinking of it more deeply, I don't really know what to do with this, but that might actually be good. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what's the right shell for Crystal Barricade. Next slide. So yeah, next slide is borderline playable, as I was telling you. We have Drake Hatcher, 2 mana, 1/3, Vigilance, Prowess. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, put that many incubation counters on it. If you remove 3 incubation counters from it, you can create a 2/2 Drake creature with flying. So the concept is very cute. Also, the art is not bad, even if this looks AI generated, but I don't know. Well, talking about the card, this is similar to the Otter we got in the... Oh gosh, I cannot remember the name. 2 expansions ago. That Otter was also a 1/3 with Prowess. But the Otter could cycle away cards, if I remember correctly. So, but this guy has Vigilance. So, I don't know. There are plenty of Prowess creators and they don't really see much play. And I don't know why this will see play over the Otter or over anything else. So, borderline playable, I guess. Then we have Homunculus Horde. This is very interesting and I've never seen another creator talking about this. I know 4 mana is a lot and 2/2 is not a lot. But whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a token that's a copy of this creator. So this can snowball into oblivion very easily with just a few tricks. And you can trigger this with bubbles and preordains and opt and whatever in your turn or even in your opponent's turn if you're good enough and you have the time to play this. The only problem is that this guy costs 4 mana and does absolutely nothing. So the more I think of it, the less I see an opening for this guy to be played. Then we have Tiny Bones, Bubble Burglar, 2 mana, 1/3. Whenever an opponent discards a card, exile it from their graveyard. So this will go into their graveyard, and 10 you will exile it with a stash counter on it. During your turn, you may play land cards. You may play cards you don't own with stash counters on them from exile, and mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. So imagine this guy on the battlefield, and then you hit Burning Inquiry, okay? And you get to discard, I don't know, the One Ring and an Ocelot Pride and an Ajani or whatever, a Raptor. You get so much value out of that. I don't know, this guy is easily removable, but stash counters and cards in exile, they stay. So if you have another copy, you may directly play what you previously discarded and then exiled with Tiny Bones. This guy is very interesting, and also with normal discard spells, you can pick the best card from your opponent's hand, and you get to play it but with yourself the next turn probably, or even the same turn if you have enough mana, and that is really, really interesting. Also, it has a really good activate ability. 4 mana is a lot, but whenever you don't have anything else to do, you can pay 4 and each opponent discards a card. This is very good. And then we have probably one of my favorite Hydras of all time, Mossborn Hydra. It's a 3 mana, 0/0 that enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Trample. Whenever a land you control enters, double the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature. So, you play this guy, it's a 1/1. You play a fetch land, it's a 2/2. You fetch, this becomes a 4/4. Next turn, you fetch again, 8/8, and then 16/16, trample very easily. If this guy doesn't get instantly killed, this will snowball into oblivion. And I can probably see a way this guy can probably be abused with Dryads and Explore and Growth Spirals effects. And this guy can become insanely large in glimpse of an eye. This guy is really good. And I perhaps have an idea on how to build around this card, but I don't think it's broken or whatever, but this is really a huge beast. With, I don't know, Ward 2, Ward 3, this could have been insanely good. I'm curious and I want to try to build around this guy, but let's see what's next. So we have tribal upgrades, little tribal upgrades. I'm not sure they all are upgrades, but perhaps they are. Kellan, Planar Trailblazer. So 1 red mana, 2/1. This guy is a fairy and a human, so this can perhaps fit in both archetypes, but I was thinking about fairies. Because fairies, they lack very interesting 1-drop. They only have mostly Fairy Seer, I guess, and not much else. This guy could be a serious 1-drop. The only problem is that this guy is red, so you got to splash into red and probably even into black if you want to play this. So I don't know if this is playable, but this has an interesting ability because this guy can become very good and snowball into a fairy rogue with double strike in just a matter of time if you can upgrade him. But I don't know, it's a 2/1 for 1 mana, very small body. I don't know. Interesting, but I'm not completely sold on that. Other than that, we had Fabloom Trick. 3 mana, create 2 1/1 blue fairies with flying, instant speed. When you do, tap target creature an opponent controls. So what does this mean? Fairies always struggles to have bodies on the battlefield easily. It's always a 1/1 unless you're playing Spell Stutter Sprite and or Bitter Blossom. This thing does something interesting. You get 2 fairies and they also up your Spell Stutter Sprite count. And also you get to tap one of your opponent's creatures, and it's very interesting. Before attackers, you can tap the biggest body your opponents have, you're buying some time, you're creating 2 fairies, or if you want to attack, end of turn, you tap the biggest body they have or the only flyer they have, you get 2 fairies, and on your turn you can get a big swing with Scion of Una or whatever. Another 3 mana is not very easily playable, but it's interesting. And then we have Zulashur, the Lich Lord. 2 black mana, 2/2, ward, pay 2 life, so it's something. Tap, you may cast target zombie creature card from your graveyard this turn. I don't really know if zombies need this card, but this is not bad at all. You may get to replay your best zombie anytime you need it. It's interesting. I don't know, zombie is not a tribal, but this might be good with Warren Soul Trader, probably. You get to play your Warren Soul Trader if they kill it from your graveyard. It's actually interesting. So, I don't know what's the right shell for this, but that is surely interesting. Other than that, we have Kaito, Cunning Infiltrator. For you, following me from a long time ago, from last year, you know that Ninjas is probably my favorite tribal, alongside, well, Affinity, if Affinity is a tribal, and Elves, probably. So I am glad that they are printing things for Ninjas, but this Kaito feels like a bad copy from the Kaito we just got in Duskmourn. I mean, 3 mana, 3 loyalty. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty on Kaito. Up to 1 target creature you control can't be blocked this turn. Draw a card, then discard a card. So this cycles, and it's not bad even if you don't have a creator. And if you have one, you can go past opponent's blockers and probably draw something, since they are, well, ninjas. So it's not bad, but it's reliant on the fact that you must have a creature already on the battlefield. And 3 mana doesn't fit very well. I don't know. You know, probably turn 1 Ornithopter or whatever 1 mana drop. Turn 2, you swing Ninjutsu, Ninja of the Deep Powers or Infiltrator, you draw. Turn 3, Kaito, +1, Infiltrator unblockable, you draw, you discard, swing with Infiltrator, you draw again. It's not bad. Also, this can work well with Psychic Frog that is being played in Ninjas lately. I don't know. The emblem is really good, but -9, it's a lot. And the -2, in my opinion, is unplayable. So I will try to fit this guy somewhere, but I don't know, I'm not completely sold yet. What do we have next? Very interesting / strong. So these are, in my opinion, probably the best cards that we are getting in this expansion. Kiora, the Rising Tide. 3 mana, 3/2. Whenever Kiora enters, you draw 2, 10 discards, 2 cards. Discard 2 cards. So this is very good in incredible variety of shells. Almost everywhere, because you want to cycle your bad cards away and draw new ones. I mean, you're vulnerable to Orcish Bowmasters, I know, but, well, you might want to take the risk. So this is very, very good in, of course, Gorbios Vengeance, and in any shell that wants to put things into the graveyard. This is also very, super good in Dredge. This card in Dredge is very, very good. And it's a super huge upgrade. You can almost end the game with this on turn 3 with Dredge if you're good enough, or on turn 4. And also Threshold, whenever Kiora attacks, if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, which is, well, Threshold, you may create a Scion of the Deep, legendary 8/8 blue octopus creature token. So the game is going to end very soon if you swing with Kiora. The second card, in my opinion, probably the best and the one I'm the most worried about, is Leyline Axe. 4 mana, equip 3. If this card is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and does double strike and trample. So imagine this. Opening hand. You go Temple Garden, Nekettle, and you have Leyline Axe into the battlefield from your opening hand. Turn 2, you go Fetchland, Kavu 5/5. You swing with Nekettle, 3 damage. Turn 3, you equip the axe to the Kavu or to the Nekettle, and you swing for, I don't know, I cannot even count. On the Kavu, this is going to be 12 damage plus 3 from the Nekettle. If you put it on the Nekettle, it's going to be 8 plus 5 from the Kavu. And this is just absurd. This is absurdly good. Imagine this with the Leyline and the Scion. Gosh, a Scion of Draco. Oh gosh. This thing in Zoo is incredibly good. Incredibly good. And I cannot wait to play this card. This is going to be insane. In my opinion, this is probably the most the card with the most odds to be played in Modern right now. I might be wrong, but this is very good. Also, Coma, World Eater, 7 mana, 2 green, 2 blue, legendary creature Serpent. We saw Coma before in other expansions, so he cannot be countered. Trample, Word 4, so this makes this almost unkillable. Whenever Coma deals combat damage to a player, create 4 blue Serpent creature tokens named Coma's Coil. So, well, it's an 8/12 unkillable, uncounterable trample that if this guy hits you one time, the game is over. The problem is 7 mana. But it's not even that hard to cast this for certain decks. I don't know, 1 copy in 4C control to just win the game almost on the spot. Cannot be countered. Word 4, trample, swing, get 4 leader serpents, Coma's Coil. Insane. I doubt that this guy will see play in Modern, if not once in 1,000 matches, but god, this might be the strongest Siege creator ever printed. I don't know. For Modern, I don't know. This guy is big. What do we have next? I think we are almost at the end of the video. I cannot remember. Oh yes, cuteness bonus, Loot Exuberant Explorer. So Loot has been my girlfriend's favorite card since it was printed last year. Or, I mean, no, it was 2024 yet, but you know, the other set, the cowboy set, I cannot remember. But this guy could also see play, because 3 mana, 1/4 is not bad. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. 6 mana, you tap this guy, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among them and put that into the battlefield. So if you have a lot of lands, you can put a Primeval Titan into play. Or, I don't know, Elder Gargaroth? I don't know. This creator won't have haste, but, you know. Well, Loot is surely very, very cute, and with this little cute Beast Noble, I'm saying goodbye, and see you in the next video. Let me know down in the comments if I missed some interesting cards, or if you think there are more playable cards for the Modern format, and, well, just let me know, and see you in the next video.